So with Cape Town, South Africa running out of water, which is a thing that happened, which is not being discussed nearly enough, or they're going to run out of water very shortly, actually, I should say. Right now, there's severe limits because they're going to run out, I think, by April. So with that happening and with an increase in extreme weather events all around the world, we're at the point now where, thankfully, the Trump administration is going to start to take climate change seriously. Right? Wrong, as somebody once famously said. White House to ask for 72% cut in renewable energy programs. 72% cut. We're at a point right now where we would barely be starting the conversation to say we do a 72% increase in renewable energy programs. We probably need a 7,000% increase in renewable energy technology programs. But no, there's going to be a cut of 72%. That's what they want. So they're asking for $575.5 million for the Energy Department's Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy. The office's current spending level is set at $2.04 billion. Now, last year, I love this fact because this shows you how extreme Trump is on these issues. Last year, Trump sought $636.1 million in spending for that office. Congress rejected that in support of higher numbers. So a Republican Congress, which is super far right and bought by big oil, took one look at those numbers and said, no, we're going to give more to renewable energy because that's too low. Oh, come on, man. So I just need everybody to understand, that guy who was on Twitter years ago saying, climate change is Chinese hoax, that's what it is, I got this all figured out, it's unbelievable, Chinese hoax. That guy is now president, and that's what he actually believes. Now, there was a story, I think, of on one of his golf courses, he wanted a seawall for rising sea levels. I got news for everybody. That was whoever is managing his courses is the one who made that decision. Donald Trump does not believe in climate change. The same guy who said the shit about Chinese hoax is the same guy who's elected right now. If he believed in climate change, he wouldn't have picked Scott Pruitt for the EPA. One of the most well-known climate deniers that there is. The guy sued the EPA 12 different times. He said carbon dioxide is not a main contributor to the greenhouse gas effect and climate change. What? And he's the head of the EPA. You know, they banned scientists who had received grant money from making policy decisions for the EPA. That means they're just banning scientists from making policy decisions. But you know who he's proudly said I'm partnering with? The industries. So in other words, bring in the big oil people, bring in the fracking people, the natural gas people, the coal people. They're going to help me make decisions for regulation of their own industries. The scientists who got grant money, well, obviously there's a conspiracy, a big money conspiracy here, where a scientist gets $40,000 in grant money and they're going to push the hoax of climate change. You idiot! The fucking conspiracy's in the other direction. It's the oil companies and natural gas companies. They know their livelihood depends on us not moving away from their products, which is what we have to do to fight back against climate change. So they're paying for astroturf junk science that pretends like it's a question as to whether or not there's climate science. And by the way, I think it was over $250,000 was given from energy companies to Scott Pruitt, the guy who's now the head of the EPA. Gee, I wonder who his policies are going to help. By the way, they're also seeking staff cuts to this office, reducing the number of workers from 680 people to 450. All the while, they're cutting back on renewable technology. They're continuing to give billions of dollars worth of subsidies, corporate welfare, to oil companies. Oil companies are some of the most profitable companies in the world, but your tax money apparently needs to go to them. Why? They say for research and development. That ain't what it's about. It's called legalized bribery. That's what it is. So you had the oil companies give some money, a little bit of money here, take a couple $100,000 for the politicians to run their campaigns, and then that's a bribe for when the politicians vote on those corporate welfare checks, those oil subsidies, they vote yes. So that's what's going on. Your government's completely broken and corrupt, and the planet will burn before they fix it.